Welcome to Crater Lake, with airports, stadiums, capital districts, memorials, huge lands of industrial, laboratories, tiered residential with waterfalls on both sides, immense detailing throughout the city, tram hubs and metro hubs throughout the city, a huge transit center in the middle, and a BRT network that spans the entire city pretty much. Let's go ahead and jump in. So on the last episode, we built out this awesome little area over here, which I think is fantastic, and we are having some warnings, so not enough educated workers. We're definitely going to address a lot of that today. We're also going to be building out a little more of this, but I want to focus on the top area. I have a really fun idea to do some skyscraper residential, or just a really nice residential area, fit with some tourism spots too, some shopping. Because our cruise ship terminal is down here, we would want to create a bunch of tourist areas in here, since I would imagine a ton of people would be getting off of these boats. And so even though this whole area down here is pretty heavy tourism, we would still want to fill in the rest as tourism as well. So I think we're going to be doing some residential for most of these areas, but we're going to do high-rise residential, and that's something a little bit different than what I've done in the past with these tiered builds. I've always done low density, and so I feel like this is going to be a really fun opportunity to do some tall buildings and make it just look really cool. And I have a really fun idea for this, and so let's go ahead and get it started. And so while we're doing this, I did want to say a quick thank you to my recent channel members. I super appreciate it. I know spending money to support a YouTuber may seem kind of odd, but honestly, it really helps us out. I put in like about 20 to 30 hours a week into my channel, and so any little bit honestly helps me out so much. If I could ever reach a point where I could just support myself, then I'd be able to pump out more videos, spend more time on it, and really just up my game quite a bit. And so I really appreciate it. It really goes a long ways. And so thank you so much to CP3DEAC. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. I hope I didn't just butcher that. But then Dovi Andy, I super appreciate it. I really appreciate the support a lot. It really goes a long ways. It really encourages me to continue. And so I do want to do some fun stuff down here, but I think we're going to focus on the top section first, because a lot of this we're really limited in space. So I think we're just going to do standard zoning for some of this. But then some of the bigger areas where we do have more space, I want to actually do like some setbacks and do some of those curbs like we've done in Canalville, and just kind of create some really fun spaces. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity here. And so let's go ahead and start off up here. And what I want to do is jump into a 4-unit road, and we are going to go to probably about like right here. I'm going to go to freeform. I'm going to grab this and go around. And I think, like right there is probably perfect, though it does look like our ground is just crazy. It's just horrendous. And it's because we raised this up to be a little more of a gentle slope with this. So I think maybe we'll go ahead and just drop this down. So if we go like right here, how bad does that look? That's actually not too bad. So if we just lower this down, smoothen that out, that's a more realistic kind of slope, though I do think I'm going to raise this up just a smidge, especially with that truck going by. That would be kind of tough. And so now what I'm going to do is hold shift and grab all of these nodes and then just control H right there. Perfect. And so let's jump into a 1-unit road now. And I actually think we may need to use a 2-unit road, but I'm going to see if we can get away with a 1-unit. All right, so now what we will do is jump into a 1-unit road. And what I want to do is go straight. What I want to do is go straight enough to where we're right next to that key wall. So we will come up, go like that. And then that way what we can do is begin to curve this with the road. So if we come up like right here, yeah, that looks pretty good. And that way what we can do is actually just turn it in, connect it in. It doesn't look too bad. I think we'll come in and probably turn that into a slope though. Make it just look a little bit better. So if I grab this, come down here and connect that up, how does that look? It actually looks pretty interesting. I do want to come in here though and change these to slopes. So I think we will go ahead and do that. So if I grab this and then go back, let's go straight just a smidge. I don't want it to be a huge slope. So if we go like right there and then go like this, yeah, this is going to look so much better. Because then I can come in here as well, do the same thing, go back to straight. I don't want it to be that big. So then we'll go like this and then begin to turn it. So let's go ahead and connect that up. Perfect. Nice. And so I have a bunch of skyscraper assets so skyscraper, I have a bunch of them, but I want to get some really cool ones in here. So let's go ahead and look around at some buildings. So it looks like that one's actually missing its rendering. That's okay though. So if we go ahead and place this one right here, I think this would actually look really good. So let's go ahead and use a 2-unit road. We're going to do one with trees in the middle. We'll have this come out like right there. Nice. And then that way what we can do is jump into a 1-unit road, have this go out either direction. I'm going to go ahead and fix that just a little bit. But then let's go ahead and place that building down. So if we come in, place it right there, let's go ahead and move that over just a smidge. And then this one has some smaller buildings as well that I want to place around. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is go ahead and place these on this side. So we'll go ahead and go like that. And you know what? I think that looks really cool. I'm going to have some smaller office buildings in here as well, which I think would be fantastic for this area. I don't want that building to be too obnoxiously taller than these other buildings though. So we would want some buildings that are almost equal in size, but maybe not as tall. Maybe if we grab that, you know what? That looks pretty tall. So if we grab that and go like that, you know what? I feel like that looks pretty good. And let's actually, so if we move this, let's go ahead and see if this fits on this side. Yeah, you know what? It actually does. Let's go ahead and turn off snapping though and see if we can line that up properly. Yeah, that does. And then that way what we can do is actually move this one down here. Yeah, you know what? That actually looks pretty good. I don't know if this building's backwards. I feel like it is. Yeah, it is. So if we grab that and turn it around, yeah, you know what? That actually looks pretty good. I like this. And so what we're going to do is do a bunch of grounds around. We'll probably do a pool area over here. I wonder if maybe I even have one that has a pool. So if we come in here, I think I have a couple that have pools that would just be great for this area. Yeah, you know what? I feel like this building's going to work out a little bit better just because of the details on it. I really like it. I like that it has the pool too. So it saves us from having to do a pool, but then it has this awesome patio up top too. Like this is just such a cool little building. I really like how this whole setup over here is. That's kind of interesting. The entrance is on this side, even though the actual entrance of the building is on this side. It's very interesting. But we're going to do some concrete and make it all nice with some planters. I feel like that would just be a great little opportunity for us. And then let's go ahead and do this spiral one as well. I feel like this would just be really cool. So if we do a little setback, let's jump into a 1-unit road. We're going to go this way. We're going to come up, go like this. Yeah, nice. And then that way what we can do is hopefully set that right there. Let's see how that looks. Does that clip? It does a little bit. Let's see if we can get that to be a little more straight. And then let's go ahead and do, you know what? It doesn't look terrible. I wonder if we can go ahead and just extend that a smidge. So if we come into our 1-unit road, grab this, and then turn. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be fantastic. So if we go like that, perfect. Look at that. I really like that. I think we're even going to extend this just a smidge. Nice. I think that looks really cool. I like how it's a spiral kind of building. I think that looks cool. That's kind of funny when you back out, it just kind of loses a lot of its details. Though when you zoom in, they're all like little balconies covered in glass. It's actually kind of cool. And so I do want to do something on the other side, but I think we're going to do more of like a tourist kind of shopping center area. All right, so then what we will do is go into a 4-unit road, grab this, go straight. We're just going to come off like right there. I feel like that would be good. And then that way what we can do is jump into a 1-unit road, come all the way around, probably go like that. I feel like that would be good. And then that way I'm going to actually try to follow the key wall a little bit with this one. Yeah, so if we go like that and then come straight, so let's go like this. Yeah, you know what? I feel like this is going to be fantastic. And then that way we can turn and come like right there. And let's go ahead and turn it in now. We'll go like that. Nice. Fantastic. I think for the Japanese, oh yeah, so let's actually, you know what, we're not going to do that luxury hotel. We are going to do something similar to our transportation network that we did in Canalville, where we used this building, because I feel like this would just be such a cool little addition. So what we're going to do is actually upgrade these to parking lot roads. Yeah, this is going to be cool. So then we can come in here, go like this. We're going to go ahead and place that right there. And then, ooh, so we could do some of these as well. These are kind of tall though. I don't know if we really need those. Ooh, we could do this one though. So let's actually do that one. And then let's, so downtown hotel would be good. But I think if we come in here and let's do, I want to do a bigger hotel, but kind of looks like all I have is these huge ones, which I don't really want. We could have done this one, but since we have the skyscrapers over there, I think that we should at least get something taller. Ooh, this is a good medium-sized one. So if we go like right there, that actually, how does that look? So this already looks pretty cool. We got a couple really tall buildings. We got a couple smaller ones over here. It kind of feels like we need one more big one. So if we go like this, let's so if we go like right here, how's that gonna look? You know what, I think that actually looks kind of cool. This is definitely a business district in the making, but we're going to do these all as residentials, and then we're going to do some commercial zoning, make it into a fun little area. I'm going to do some fountains and stuff and just make it look really good. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity here. Okay, so I think this is looking really cool. I really like the design that we laid out on. And so now I do want to start working on our outer ledges so we can start getting them to grow. But first I'm going to go ahead and throw in some water pipes since these are mostly residentials up here. And so I'll be right back with you guys. All right, and so what I'm thinking is we will do high-rise residential around here, but I want to do something similar to what we did with our uptown little district over here with this lovely grass all around it. I really like this look, and I feel like it would really provide an awesome little area for over here. What I want to do is jump into our residential, and I think what we'll do is we will make behind a little bit taller than in front. I think it's going to provide us just a really nice look in here. Okay, so what I want to do is do a bunch of smaller little neighborhoods in here. I don't want to just throw in random houses. I want to do some little setbacks like we did down here, and then we're going to do some high-rise residential, but I want to create separate little neighborhoods. I feel like this is going to be a really fun opportunity for us to do some cool stuff in here. And so I think for these little stretches, we will use commercial. So then for this one, we're probably just going to do high-rise residential with the landscaping around. But then what we're going to do is we're going to stop it right there, and then we will jump into a 1-unit road. We'll go up over here. Yes, this is going to be perfect. And then I actually think I'm going to use the parallel tool in here so that we can make sure that we get a nice even little space. So then we will stretch this out just far enough to get a nice little walking path in there. And let's go ahead and jump out of that. And then let's connect this up. So we'll go like that, and then let's jump into a zoning adjuster. Go ahead and bring all this zoning back. I don't know why that like got sideways right there. That was kind of weird. And then that way what we can do in here is literally just create a nice little space. So we'll go like that, and then what I think we're going to do is get rid of one and turn it into a nice plaza that goes around the outside. I feel like that's going to be really fun for us to do. And so now we're going to remove zoning right there, and we're going to turn these into little walkways. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing here. So I'm going to jump into a road, go to a 1-unit, grab that parallel tool again, and then come up here, go all the way down there, and then raise it out enough. I should have remembered what it was. So this one is going to be 20. So we'll do 20 meters. And then let's go ahead and upgrade that to a ground piece right here. Let's jump out of that, upgrade this. Fantastic. And then jump back into our zoning adjuster. And there we go. Nice. And then we just need to connect these up and we shall be good. Man, look at this. We're already buzzing through this episode. Man, we're doing a lot. And so I want to do the same thing here. So we're going to go ahead and remove one, and then we're going to do a plaza in the back. I feel like that's going to be a really cool opportunity for us. And then over here, we actually do have some more space. I wonder if we could do another row of commercial. I don't want to overbuild commercial. We definitely need to be careful of that. And then I want to sprinkle in some hotels and stuff in here too, similar to this, how we did these kind of condos and stuff. So I want to get some nice character in here. So let's actually jump in there. I feel like this might be a good location for a good little condo. Or you know what, it's pretty tight. So let's actually, we're gonna do these as the high rises. We'll do commercial right there. So then I think for over here, what we're gonna do, let's go ahead and remove zoning off that middle section. We are just going to draw this all the way across, and again, we're going to do some more of that detailing on the back side, which I think is just going to look fantastic. And we really don't have a lot of space on some of these anyways, and so that's why I'm kind of just zoning it in. We could go in and do something a little more unique, but honestly, there's really just not a lot of space for it. And then we are going to end up doing something with the edge of the map here. I feel like this is kind of weird to have just die off right there. And so what we're going to do here is the same thing. Let's actually unpause so we can start getting those buildings in. We do still need to do services and schools and everything, and so I'm not too worried about it at this moment. I don't think we're going to get a ton of residents in just yet, but let's go ahead and go like this. And then what we're going to do is come down here and then go out to 20 again, and then hit enter. And then let's go ahead and right click out of that. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Go like that, go out to 20. Perfect. Hit enter, and let's go ahead and right click out of out of a network multi-tool, and then let's connect these up. So we'll go like that, we'll go like this. Nice. Look at this. It is already coming way along. So then we will connect this up. Perfect. And then it does look like we need to go into zoning adjuster again and reconnect that. It's kind of funny, whenever you use the parallel tool, it just kind of has issues with the zoning for some reason. So then we will come in here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Perfect. Nice. This is already looking really cool. We really needed to get a lot of residential in here, and that was really the main goal of all this, was to just do a huge residential expansion. And so I feel like this is going to work out well. Then we will come in here, go all the way down, and this is going to be kind of an interesting little spot right there, because we're getting some smaller zoning in there, which I think is going to be cool. So then we will grab this, go like that, grab this, go all the way across, and this really leaves a lot of fun opportunities on the backside for us. So then I do want to, like I said before, get some hotels in here. So I think right there we're going to do some I think right here would be a good location as well. So then we will come in here, go like that. And then let's go ahead and do this all the way down. We'll come in here, go like this. Yeah, nice. And then, so we have a nice little location for some hotels right here. There's maybe a hotel right there. We could put a hotel right here. Let's go ahead and look at some of our hotels. So if we come in here and I want to look at those beach assets. So what do we already have down here? So I think we already have these ones over here. Yes, we do. And we have these ones right there. We have this large hotel, and then we have these small condos down here. So it looks like these are all unused. Let's go ahead and look at these, because I really like these buildings, but they're definitely geared more to be on the lower section. So let's see if we got, so these ones are actually great, and I've used these before. We could actually put these ones right here. So I think this is actually gonna be great. So if we go like this and then flip back. So if we go like right there, yeah, nice. I like these. And then what we'll do is actually jump into Rico for these, because we really don't need another unique building. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 6 floors, 1, 2, 3. So we'll say 7 floors, and then we'll say 20. So we're gonna do 100. Feel like that would be fair. Yeah, because it's double-sided as well. So we'll go like that. Maybe we'll go 50. No, it would definitely be more. Maybe we'll go 75. And so we'll go like that, and then we'll hit save and apply changes. Nice. So then if we come in there, so 68 houses, and it should have got the other side as well. Yes, it did. So then we'll do the same thing for this. Add local, go in here, go to 75, and this is going to be fantastic for us. It's really going to help beef up our residential. But we do need to make sure to come in here and do parks and stuff. And so I like that one. I think that is fantastic. Let's go ahead and look at some other ones now. So it looks like these ones too. These are unused. Wow, I didn't realize we hadn't used these. It's because we used a lot of these in Canalville, but in Crater Lake we've used like almost none. So I really like these condos. I feel like these would be fantastic somewhere. So if we go, how about up here? Because we could actually do another road off the backside and do like a building right there. Because I think the smaller buildings, yeah, if we do a little road in here, I just feel like maybe we would ruin some of that too. Because I want there to be an overlook. Maybe so if we come in here, we'll do the main building in the middle. And then let's go ahead and we'll do this one right there. And then let's go ahead and do this one right there. I feel like it looks pretty good. I feel like we would definitely have some more in the middle though. So maybe we'll go like this. And then what we're going to do is slide this one down, and then we'll jump back in there, grab another one. You know, and I feel like that looks pretty good. It's definitely interesting. It's very beachy, but then it provides us an opportunity to do a cool area in the back. Because even though I would have liked to have this a little more like a regular kind of like this, where you had a road going in the back and stuff, I feel like this would be great to leave that backside open. For maybe we could do like a pool with some pathways or something. It's kind of funny. We could do it on this side as well. You know, that could be interesting. So we'll do that. And then we will come in here, go like this, and then come up over here, do the same thing, and go like that. Let's go ahead and look at that since it's not on the road. How does that look? You know, it doesn't look bad. Let's see if we can shift this over though. And then let's Control H right there. Let's go ahead and shift this over. Let's shift this one over. And then let's see if we can get this one. Yeah, nice. You know what? I actually really like that. I like that it's very symmetrical with the other side. It's kind of like a pattern we got going, which I think looks fantastic. So Twin Dolphin condos, this one actually looks really good. This is kind of a bigger condo. This could be interesting. So let's go ahead and place this down and see how it looks. It's kind of funny on these, all the detailing is left for us to do. So like we need to come in and do a roadway in the front and then do some pathways and stuff with some planters. But I feel like this one looks cool. I really like this middle piece too, which it kind of sucks. These buildings are a little bit in the way. Oh, you know what? It's actually not bad. So like you definitely would see the backside of buildings, but on this top floor you would see through, which I think looks cool. So I think that actually has some other buildings as well that have a similar roof. Ooh, and we could use these beach assets here too, which would be fantastic. I think we have the inn already. We do. Crystal River condos. Ooh, these would be, I feel like I thought we already had those. Ooh, so we have these ones. So these are the buildings I'm looking for. So if we grab that, let's go ahead. Yeah, because they have the same roof as that other one. Yeah, so these actually fit in really well. So we would imagine that these are all part of the same compound and that these are just the smaller buildings for it. So we'll go like this, and let's go ahead and remove zoning off of that. Let's go ahead and make sure zoning's off of this as well. Yep, perfect. Let's go do the same thing. Yep, nice. This is looking fantastic. I really like this look a lot. I like these beach assets here. I think this is fantastic. Okay, so I feel like we got a lot in here, and this looks really cool. I like the condos we got. We got these condos hotels over here. We got these condos right here. We've really got a lot of opportunity for some fantastic detailing in here. Just kind of scrolling through some of the other buildings, and we do have stuff that we haven't used. Quite a bit of it, actually. But a lot of it I just don't know if it would fit in here, and so if we actually just search up hotel, let's see what we got. So I know we got these ones. I just don't know if these would actually fit in with this area. It's just kind of an iffy look. So this one actually looks really good. This is definitely more of an inner city hotel. I like this hotel. We use that one in Crater Lake. This one's actually pretty nice too. It's an interesting look. It definitely looks more like an office. So if we actually get out of Rico, let's see what else we got in here. So we got some smaller hotels. We got the proper hotel. Ooh, we have the resort hotel, which we already do have on the other side, but we could just copy that if we wanted to. We have the Marina Hotel. Can't believe we didn't use this one already, the Wellness Hotel, because we do have the Spa and Hotel, which is what we normally combine with the Wellness Hotel. But you know what? I think what we got is pretty good, so I don't want to get too crazy with a lot of this because I do want to do some regular detailing in here as well. But one of the things we do need to do is get some services in, so I want to use those beach police department and fire department buildings. So if we go ahead and search for those, yeah, right here, nice. So let's we need to place down a bunch of these. So let's actually place down 2 of them right here. We're going to do police department, fire department. I wish there was a medical one too, but there's not, because I think those buildings just look super cool. So then we have one right there. We would definitely need, I think we have 2 right there, 1 right there. We would need them over here. So let's go ahead and place 1 right there, place 1 right here. That was the right building, right? Yep. And then let's go ahead and stagger that. So then we're going to come up here, do the same thing, place. It would be kind of hard for them to reach, and so that's why I think we're going to end up placing down a bunch of these. But then let's go ahead and place 1 right here and place 1 right there. Nice. And then we do need to do medical clinics as well. So let's go ahead and place them right there. And then I think I'm going to stagger the medical clinics a little differently than the other 2. I like that those ones are the same buildings, and so I think putting them next to each other was something cool to do. And so I think right there is good. Let's go ahead and look at our coverages now. So our coverage is pretty good. We got terrible coverage for medical right here. So I wonder, let's go ahead and we'll just put it right next to this one on that one. We could have used over here though too. That looks pretty good. We do have lacking coverage over here too, so we'll go ahead and go like that. Just because it's such a large area, honestly, it probably would have been better for us to do a hospital. I just don't know if the hospital would have even been able to cover all this because of all the turns and stuff. I do want to get a child health center and an elder care, especially with all the condos and stuff being beachside. We'd probably have a lot of retirees in here. So let's actually turn this into a nice area. I was kind of looking at this. I was like, man, what could we do? And I feel like this would actually be a really good opportunity for us to do something fun. So if we go like this, and then let's jump in here, go to our elder care. Let's go ahead and place that down. Then we're going to do the child health care. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and put some park assets in the middle, something fun, just to make it into a nice area, especially since these are for sick or elderly. And so you would want to make it into a welcoming area, something positive. And so we will come up over here. So we will jump into parks and let's see if we can fit. Yeah, I think this one's going to be great. Nice. I like that. And I think it is going to be a fantastic addition right next to those. I think that's fantastic. And so we are already getting in some buildings, and it's kind of funny. I do want them to be self-sufficient. So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and paint this all in as a district. So we'll come down here, go ahead and place this in. I'm just going to go ahead and do this all the way around. Okay, and so I went ahead and did it all as self-sufficient, which I think is going to be fantastic. It's really going to help us create this kind of vibe. I want these buildings, even though it definitely does cater to a little bit of a higher class, and we want to still provide some accessibility for people who maybe don't have all that money. I do want to move this out of the way. That palm tree was like right in the way. I just think the buildings are going to look better. And so what I want to do is go ahead and wait and let it all kind of grow in. This is probably going to take a little while. It's kind of funny. Our population just keeps fluctuating between death waves. And so it's like we pop up to about 111, about where we're at right now, and then we slide back down to like 1,000, 100,000 about. And so I'm hoping that this is really going to help solve a lot of our issues. We have too many jobs, and that's really the problem. So we have 25,000 more jobs than we do people. And so we definitely need to get a lot of people in here, and that's why this expansion is definitely going to help us out. We have a lot of really cool opportunities for detailing in here. I'm actually really excited about this. And so I'm going to go ahead and let it run for a minute and see what we get in here. Okay, and so after letting it run for quite a while, we finally have them all built in. And I think this just looks fantastic. I did end up making some changes. I decided to put some more of these condos on the other side just because we had some buildings coming in. And I was like, you know what, this just doesn't look great. It was kind of blocking the view. And I was like, you know what, I initially deleted it. And then I was looking at it. I was like, well, it wouldn't make sense for them to own the opposite side of the street and just kind of leave it blank. And so I think it looks better. I really like it. And so now what I want to do is focus on some parks and stuff. So I want to do a couple really big parks. I was looking at this area. I feel like this would just be a fantastic spot to put in like a really big park. I think it's the last one I'm going to choose, obviously. So then we'll go like this. And then what I want to do is set up some paths, increase our walkability. I want to upgrade some of our roads to bike lane roads. I was kind of looking at that. I was like, man, why didn't we do bike lane roads? I feel like that would be very important for this area. And so want to connect this up, and then I think we're going to come back through and probably do some decorating with some trees and stuff, just make it look really good. And then I think we are going to upgrade those roads to bike lane roads, because having that access would just be super important. So we're going to come over here, go to bike, and then I do really like these roads, so I think we're going to go ahead and use these ones. And what we're going to do is something a little crazy. We're actually going to come all the way up here and upgrade all of these roads. Just because bike access is really helpful. It promotes a lot of people to maybe not even own a car. They just go ahead and ride bikes, and it's definitely good for our cities. And so I'm going to go ahead and upgrade all these real quick, and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, so bike access upgraded all the way through, and I feel like this is just fantastic. And I think we're going to do a little bit of commercial right here on this opposite side. We don't have a lot of commercial up here. I did do some high density commercial throughout here. Not a lot though. I basically just took out little squares like you can see right here. I did one. I did a little bit right over there. We would still want to do some little corner markets, and then we still need to come through here and do our schooling as well. But I do want to come through here and just do a little bit of this. So it looks like we have a little bit of high density commercial coming in right there, which I think is fantastic. But I think this might actually be good. So we're definitely going to do some commercial up here. Let's go ahead and go like this, and let's actually pause, because I think what we're going to do is we're going to come into our districts tab, and we are going to go in here. We're going to have to repaint this as a separate district. So what we're going to do is come over here and just do the top section. I want this to be the modern city center because it comes with those really awesome looking commercial buildings, and I think they're just going to fit in really well with this area. And so I do want to do just a couple of these. So I think we're going to come into zoning adjuster. We are going to remove zoning off of this road because I want to maximize our zoning off of this. So if we do force zoning, let's go ahead. Why is it not working? Yeah, there you go. I was like, why is it not working? So if we go like that, go like this, nice. It's just going to give us a nice little main street, and that's kind of what I'm looking for here. So if we go like this, it's just going to give us some really good looking buildings right there. And I think for in here, we're pretty much just going to do detailing. This is all going to be like one company owns that. And then in here, we're going to do some more commercial, not a ton, but just a little bit. I do want to do some detailing around the outside, so I don't think we're going to fill that in, but I think we will go ahead and fill this in. I think we'll remove that because I want to do a little pathway. I want to do some fountains and stuff. I really want to turn this into just a spectacular little area. And so let's go ahead and jump back into parks. Got a little sidetracked. I do want to turn this into a big park. We're going to do a big commercial center there. I don't know if we're going to do that on this episode, but we will here soon. And so I think let's actually do a park district. So if we come in here, let's drop this down, follow the road just a smidge, bring this down here, and then come up. I feel like this would just be an awesome little destination for a park. So then we will come in here and let's go ahead and remove zoning right there. Yeah, I feel like that's good. We don't have any zoning right there anyway, so it's not the end of the world. And then that way we can unpause. Let's go back to City Park and let's do our horrid little main entrance, which really sucks. I don't like using those. And then let's go ahead and do just a couple of these. We'll go like that. And let's come back here and do one too. Why not? And then let's connect these up with paths. So I want to do some nice little path access. We're going to go ahead and turn off snapping. It looks like it was already turned off. So then now what we can do is come down here, connect this up. Yeah, perfect. And I want to force ground piece for these. Yeah, perfect. Look at that. Nice. This is already coming together so nicely. So then let's come through here and do some pathways. Just make it into a nice walk. And then what we'll do is put in some trees and just make it so that, you know, you can walk the dog in here. And they'll probably put some gazebos too, turn it into a really nice area. Could even do one of these park plazas, which I think would be nice. Maybe we'll do like one of these right here. Perfect. Yeah, it's on a little bit of a hill, but I'm not too concerned about that. And then we will do a cafe, and I think we're going to do some seating as well. We'll jump into Find It and go to my lovely little plaza that we have used on many occasions. We will come in here, go like this. Nice. I feel like that looks fantastic. I do want to just move that a little bit so that we can get the trees off of the deck. I feel like if they were designing that, that would probably be a little better, a little more realistic, probably like that. And then, so let's jump back into our parks and let's see what else we got going. So we definitely, let's do a couple restrooms. We'll do probably just one. It's not too big of a park, so I think we could definitely get away with that. Let's do an info booth. We'll say that that's like an info booth for the area, and so it wouldn't just be like a, you know, map of this kind of small park. You'd be like, why do I even need a map? Then we'll go like that, and then let's look in here. You know what? I feel like that's actually too good, you know? Sometimes doing too much is worse than doing not enough, and we are really doing a lot on this episode, but I think this is fantastic. Let's go ahead and do another little park area over here, but I think we're just going to do another standard park. So we will come in here, scroll all the way to the beginning since we have this kind of filled with just everything in there. Let's do a dog park. So we'll do a dog park, and then let's do a large playground. I feel like this would be great. So we'll go like this, go like that, and then let's jump into some paths and just kind of fill this in. We could make this into another park area. We definitely could. I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world if we did. We could just go like this though too, but maybe having some gazebos in here would be nice. You know what? Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to extend our park area up one more just so that we can put in some gazebos and stuff and make it a little bit nicer. So then this will just be a bigger park, even though there is going to be some residential in the middle here. Maybe we could actually, let's go ahead and remove that residential and we will actually just make this into a dedicated big park. Just kind of thinking about this off the top of my head, I feel like that would actually be good. So if we go like that, yeah, you know what? I like it. Because then that way we can actually come in here and just do a little pathway, and we'll probably get rid of some of the trees and then come back through and just make it into a really nice area. Yeah, you know what? I like that. And then let's connect it up to the key wall a couple times. Go like that, go like that. Let's connect it up to the road. Nice. This is just looking so good. And so we definitely need to do some schools. Kind of jumping around there for a second. And so I think we're going to have to do 2 school compounds. There's a ton of residents in this area, and I want to use these nicer ones. We don't really use these too much. So the community school and the Institute of Creative Arts. Let's go ahead and do, how big are these buildings? So I think we could fit one little compound right here and then a small park in the middle. And it kind of sucks this one doesn't have sports. So we'll probably have to do one that has a really big one that has sports. So maybe this one's just a small campus, and so now let's try to find an area that's a little bit bigger. So we could do schools right there. We could do another one right there. So we have a school right there. So theoretically, it's going to maybe cover this whole side. You know what? Let's go ahead and remove zoning right here, and then I think this space is going to allow us a little more room to do some more, and we could even remove all that and just kind of get crazy with it and do it across the street as well. So we are going to place it right there, and then we're going to go ahead and place the other one right there, and we're going to do the same thing with playground in the middle. Let's actually put the playground to one side near the elementary school, and then let's go ahead and put down one of our community pools, even though these are super expensive. Not community pools, sports hall and gymnasium. So if we go like that, how does that look? Does that like get into the cliffside a little bit? It does. That actually looks kind of cool. I think that looks good. And then that way we can put some sports across the street. I don't think we have a lot of space, but I feel like maybe we have just enough to be able to put a couple things. So if we go like that, let's actually get rid of that, and we're going to do a basketball court right there. So we'll go like that, and then let's do a couple of our smaller little tennis courts. I feel like this would just be fantastic. So if we go, I need this to be sideways. Yeah, we're going to have to place it down and then move it, even though I don't think it's going to be accessible. Yeah, you know what? That actually looks pretty good. Again, I don't know if it's going to be accessible, but I just wanted to get it in there. We don't have enough space to really do anything else, which really sucks. But yeah, I mean, we're so tight on space. I wonder if we could do just a small road, just a little baby road. So if we come out like right here, go like that, would we be able to fit the soccer field? So if we come back in there, let's look. Ooh, you know what? We can. And so we have given access to our lovely tennis courts as well, which is fantastic. And we have also squeezed in barely a soccer field, which is great. So now we have some basketball, we have some soccer, or football, as many of you guys call it, and we also have tennis. And so we also have a little bit of area over here to do some detailing, and I feel like that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and look at our education coverage, though. So we're still pretty low. I don't think it accounts for those ones yet. So that one's on. These ones are on. So we have eligibility 8,400, capacity 75. So it's actually bouncing back now. What we could do is go ahead and mess with our budgets on education. We did this in Canalville. So if I go ahead and raise that up just a smidge, that should give us enough coverage. So we have 2 full schooling areas. The problem is there's just so many people in this area. But by raising the budget, what it does is it just allows more students in here. The downside to using these special ones is there's just a lot less room. And so, yeah, because what is the regular elementary school? So if we come over here, so capacity 300 on these ones. 250. So I mean, it's not a huge difference. I feel like that's actually pretty good. So we got 2 school compounds. Maybe we'll do another one up here. That'd probably be smart at some point. We could even maybe throw one in right now. I don't like this whole bumpiness right here. I feel like this looks terrible. So if we go like that, yeah, it still kind of looks weird, but it's not the end of the world. And what did we put right here? So we put low density commercial. We got some other high density residential that's still waiting to come in. A lot of it was due to the low land value. That's why some of these just didn't grow in like this. We kind of left blank. I think we're going to go ahead and fill this in with high density residential. So there's not really a whole lot we can do with that space. And I feel like just getting more residential in here is really going to help us out a lot. I feel like putting this like this is going to be fantastic, though. I don't know how long it's going to take to get those buildings in. Let's look at our coverage to see if we even have some good coverage. Yes, we do. We could definitely use some more fire coverage. That's looking pretty bad. So if we jump in here, let's go to our fire. And let's place a couple more of these. So if we go like right there, yeah, let's do that. Come on, turn on. Turn on. Yeah, there you go. It's a little better. And then, so we got one right there, which is fantastic. It doesn't look like we have any up here. So we'll go ahead and place one right there. It's just because of all the different turns and stuff. It's hard to get all that coverage in there. And we definitely need to do something with this. A part of me wants to just expand this condo area. Then also part of me wants to do some more like nightlife or something. I kind of was just going back and forth on it. Today's big build was this, and so I'm actually really excited for you guys to see this. So I think I'm going to jump into a detailing time lapse, and while we're doing it, we'll let the rest of this grow out, and I hope you guys enjoy. I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, after probably way too long, I am finally done. It's funny, I kept going back and forth. I was like, man, I could just place down trees, but I really wanted to get these hedges in. And so I got the hedges going all the way on the backside of most of the buildings up here. And then I did a bunch of hotel amenities. Like I did pools down here. I did pools over here as well for these awesome condos. But then for these ones, I decided that maybe they were just like apartments. And then didn't do any pools. I was like, not all places like that do have pools. Some of them do. Actually, a lot of them do, but not all of them. Then I went ahead and put some hedges around here with a parking lot. And then these are still areas that are not growing in. I have to kind of look at some of the issues here. It's kind of funny because our city is getting big. If you have extended manager's library, you can hit Control L and it will pop up the city's internal limits box, which is extremely helpful. I did recently install more vehicles so that we could have more vehicles active because we were bumping into that 16,000 vehicle limit. And so now we have about 23,000. That's kind of funny. I got a warning that said we're about to hit the path units limit, which is we're at 257,000 path units, and then there's 262,000 as our limit. And so I'm gonna have to try to look on the workshop and see if there's any mods to increase that as well. And so it definitely is an issue. Once your city gets this big, it really starts putting more of a strain on your CPU, especially if you don't have like a super powerful one. If you do have a top tier CPU, then this obviously isn't going to affect you as much. And so mine's definitely middle of the road. I have an 8-core 10th gen i7. It's not bad, but it definitely needs to be upgraded. I don't know, maybe sometime this year if I can afford it at some point. And so up here, I did some awesome little plaza areas. I decided to do these kind of oval shaped planters in here with these circle ones kind of going around with the purple trees. And then I did palm trees going all the way around. I did another parking lot back here just because there's not really a lot of parking in here. Though a lot of times these taller buildings have parking built into the building, so it'd be like underground, or sometimes even like these levels would be a parking garage and then the building would just be on top of the parking garage. Or like this right here. I've seen it to where like the first 7 floors will be a parking garage for a big skyscraper like that, especially ones like this tall. But then over here, I decided to do grass all the way around. I had initially done concrete, and I was like, what? I don't want to just do concrete everywhere. And so I decided to do more greenery around the outside. And this is really great. We've really boosted our population way up. We were at 111. We're now at almost, 137. So we're almost 30,000 more. I mean, if we were to jump into the district for this, we can see that there is 18,000 people living in this smaller section. And let's jump up here. So we have another 4,000. So we have like 22,000 people living in this new area. We still do have a couple areas for improvement. I think I am going to expand this out. I feel like that would just be a really good opportunity for that. I kind of left that empty because I kept going back and forth on what to do. And then I want to do a commercial center up here too, like something like an IKEA or something like that. Maybe we can even get like a Target or something like that in here too. But so I think that's it. Go ahead and let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you enjoyed this episode, you will definitely enjoy the episode on your screen. And thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys on Friday.